Welcome back for today's installment of Cardano Insights, where we track the important developments at the very pulse of Cardano and its ecosystem. So let's get straight into it. Today I want to talk about Axo, a project that I'm extremely fond of, and if it delivers the protocol promised, I have no doubts it's going to massively enhance the Cardano ecosystem in terms of its utility, growth in user adoption, and liquidity. The arrival of Axo could prove to be a defining moment in terms of the evolution of DeFi on Cardano, but we've already discussed the impressive team, white paper, tech and rebrand from Meritus to Axo in previous episodes. Today, in light of a further announcement they made yesterday regarding industry partnerships, I wanted to explore this a little further and discuss the direction the project is taking, which I think presents some encouraging signs of our ecosystem maturing in a positive direction. For some context before we dive in, last week we covered the news that due to the regulatory uncertainty surrounding the crypto space, Axo had taken the decision to return all the ADA collected from their initial ISPO back to the community, which has already been airdropped to participating wallets. Something I mentioned previously that I think is important to understand, which is entirely verifiable on chain, is that the ADA collected through the Meritus ISPO pools wasn't touched or moved by the team until the point it was sent back to participants. So why is this important? Well, some parts of the community were speculating if this was some kind of publicity stunt, claiming the ADA could have been sold and rebought at a cheaper price, then returned to the community to enhance their profile. Thanks to the transparency of blockchain, this speculation was quickly squashed. The ADA was never moved or used before being returned. The fact that Axo didn't need to access these funds for development costs also paints a very promising picture for the health of the project in terms of the funding behind it. During this announcement, the community was also informed that although the ADA has been returned, all Axo ISPO rewards accumulated will still be distributed to participants as a sign of their appreciation for the early support. It was detailed, however, that there will be a KYC process involved in order for ISPO participants to claim their Axo tokens, which will be vested over a 12-month period, 20% upfront and the remaining 80% in equal installments over the course of the vesting period. For anyone who took part in the ISPO, I've linked this article in the description, which covers in detail the reasoning behind both the ADA return airdrop and KYC requirement, how to claim the Axo rewards, the vesting period, and how KYC processing will impact user interaction with the platform post-launch. For me, as mentioned in previous coverage, I think this announcement is extremely positive in terms of Axo thinking ahead to secure the long-term success of the protocol. I think sometimes in crypto, people can be extremely short-sighted when they're faced with a slight inconvenience, in this instance being the KYC processing, but with Axo's goal to deliver a truly world-class trading platform that can serve both retail and institutional clients alike, remaining legally compliant is a crucial element to this being realised and achieved. With this in mind, the KYC requirement is both understandable and imperative if they're to succeed in avoiding any kind of regulatory issues later down the line. Now, we all want to see so-called killer dApps launching on Cardano and applications that have the scope to not only capture users from within the Cardano ecosystem and wider blockchain space, but importantly, attract those currently outside of it altogether. Attracting institutional clients and seasoned traders from the traditional finance world to adopt blockchain through innovative platforms that provide that killer application will no doubt contribute greatly towards mass adoption. Servicing all user needs by providing a regulatory compliant and decentralized environment to operate within is vital for Axo to attract these kind of users, and if successful, is likely to have a majorly positive impact on Cardano as a whole. If we're to bridge the gap between the DeFi and traditional finance worlds and journey towards the adoption of real-fi solutions, then I see projects like Axo, through the innovative tech behind the protocol and forward-thinking approach towards regulation, being a real big player in this respect. In Axo, I think we definitely have a protocol with the potential to drive adoption, and their intention to attract institutional clients from the traditional finance world is going to be huge in showcasing the capabilities of Cardano and channeling the kind of liquidity volumes so far unseen in the blockchain space. When venturing into uncharted territory, which I think Axo certainly are, it can be difficult to envisage the true impact potential this platform is going to have on Cardano and the blockchain space in general. But just because it's difficult to imagine or predict, remember it's the trailblazers in any industry who carve out pathways, set new standards, and deliver the kind of innovation that pushes the entire industry forwards. Last week's announcement definitely demonstrated that Axo are determined to take the necessary measures to ensure that their long-term goals in terms of the growth and success of the protocol is protected as we wait for regulatory clarity to take shape. It also highlighted that the project is not afraid to make difficult decisions for the best interests of the wider mission. This was demonstrated further in an announcement they made yesterday, where we were provided for further insight to the direction this project is taking. I think this goes a long way in demonstrating how serious Axo are about protecting the community, their own image, and are in some respects taking an unorthodox approach to achieving this. In the article, they write, after much consideration, Axo has made the choice to end all outstanding partnerships following the publication of this post. Axo thanks all of its partners for their collaboration and continued support. This decision was not taken lightly, but rather was made with the intention of protecting the community. Over the last few months, it's become clear that partnerships in the digital asset industry are often perceived as endorsements of a project's value as an investment. This was not the intention. On Axo, partnerships were meant to showcase projects that could be beneficial to integrate within the protocol, not to indirectly endorse their financial position or potential. The current macroeconomic climate and the unexpected collapse of respected names within the Cardano blockchain have underlined the importance of promoting responsible investment behaviour. It is worth noting that most startups fail, and the inherent uncertainty and volatility of digital assets mean that most projects are unlikely to be sound long-term investments. To avoid confusion, Axo made the decision to end all active partnerships. The goal is for Axo to stand on its own and not rely on or provide its reputation to other projects. The digital asset landscape is an evolving industry with little certainty. Axo does not wish to lend credence to other projects when their financial position is unknown. The separation of successful projects from dishonest or insolvent ones should be left to investors and the market rather than passed on to unrelated third parties. They closed the article by explaining that Axo will continue to work with its industry peers, but with the understanding that working with these projects is not an endorsement of their potential as investments or seal of approval of their financial positions. We encourage the community to carefully review their portfolios and follow the do your own research maxim when making investment decisions. The coming months are likely to be difficult for the industry, as the blockchain sector primarily developed during the longest bull run ever recorded and has yet to be tested in a hostile macroeconomic environment. I thought this was a really interesting decision. Ask yourself how many times you've been researching a project or thinking about investing in one to find they're partnered with another project whom you may already be invested in, or one that you've built respect for due to their own project delivery, the team behind it, quality of the white paper, and on numerous other factors that help formulate these kind of opinions. Just for the pure fact that a project is partnered with another that we already have respect for or confidence in can definitely lead us to committing to an investment elsewhere and can impact our judgment here. I found this announcement to be extremely refreshing, and for me only raises the stock and credibility of Axo. Far too often in the crypto space we see projects building that are constantly making announcements of partnerships that never really materialize into anything, and for the most part are being made between projects that are yet to deliver the initial product. Whilst Axo are not ceasing the cooperation or collaboration between other projects, they are taking the decision to avoid any kind of project endorsement, which I think is a very wise move. Encouraging the community to carry out diligent research and to not rely on the weight of project partnerships to guide investment decisions should be applauded, and I'd like to see this approach being taken by more Cardano projects. Partnerships solely by name doesn't really mean a lot. It's the true collaboration where projects integrate aspects of their respective technologies that enhances one another's protocols is what brings true value to potential users or investors. There are some important takeaways from Axo's decision to distance themselves from promoting partnerships that are often seen as endorsements when considering the uncertainty surrounding regulation and unknowns in terms of the economic viability of the projects that are currently developing throughout the ecosystem. This decision emphasizes to me the fact that Axo are building something special, have great belief in the success of their protocol, and do not want anything to jeopardize or negatively impact the delivery, project's longevity, or community that surrounds it. So let me know in the comments what you think about this latest announcement. Whilst Axo have always taken the "we will launch when it's ready" approach and never really provided any definitive dates to when the protocol will go live, they have stated on numerous occasions to be aiming for a Q1 launch. With these most recent announcements readying the community for the ISPO token distribution, and now this latest release regarding their stance on partnerships, it feels as though Axo are in the process of crossing the T's and dotting the I's as they edge ever closer to officially announcing themselves to the Cardano ecosystem. I have a feeling there will be some further twists or interesting announcements to come in the build-up to the AXO launch. The thought of Cardano being home to a truly world-class trading platform that offers both KYC and non-KYC liquidity, utilising their innovative programmable swaps, unlimited order types, and predefined or creation of completely bespoke trading strategies is something that really excites me. The AXO protocol seems primed to become a major catalyst or contributor to the evolution and adoption of DeFi on Cardano, and as always, we're going to be keeping a very close eye on developments surrounding this right here on Cardano Insights. So that's it for today's installment of Cardano Insights as we keep track of developments and continue to spread those positive Cardano vibes. If you found value in the content and want to help Sapien reach that wider audience, then please be sure to comment, share, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, which is the best way you can help support the channel. We'll be back soon with your Cardano roundups, but until then, thanks for watching, have a great day, and as always, keep it Cardano.